Welcome back to the Sports Fix, and it's time to look at the A-League's 3 games set to play out this evening. And joining us is a former Newcastle Jets and Adelaide United goalkeeper. He's now based in Adelaide, South Australia, and very recently just got married too. It's great to welcome John Solari to the Flow FM Sports Fix. John, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks, Ellis. It's a pleasure to be speaking to you.
Always great to chat with you, John. And as I said off the top there, a former A-League player. So it'll be great to get your insights, particularly when speaking about one of your former clubs a little later on in the interview. But firstly, let's switch our attention to this evening. The Central Coast Mariners, they host Melbourne Victory. Now, both these sides in some slightly indifferent form. We know Melbourne Victory just recently won the FFA Cup. So how do you weigh this one up? Who's going to win? It's Central Coast Mariners hosting the game.
Yeah, so I think that it's going to be Victory that will win this one. I'm pretty sure they beat Central Coast for the FFA Cup in extra time. Yeah, both teams are in poor form, but I just fancy Melbourne. They're a strong club, and they always end the season off well. So historically speaking, I'll have to go to Melbourne on this one. They're just a bit stronger. Their squad's a lot more stronger, and I see them winning.
It's interesting, isn't it, John, how last season, I dare say you probably would have gone for the Mariners, given that under Alan Stadgic, they just had those few extra players that seemed to be able to win games off their own boot. And as for Melbourne Victory, we know they were an absolute disaster last season. So it's amazing in the A-League with how long the off-season is, how much things can change, right?
Yeah, well, and then Melbourne's got Popovic too. So again, that tilts the balance. He's a serial winner for the A-League. Everywhere he goes, he's top 2 grand finalist, cup or something like that. So he changes their fortune right away. And then Stadgic, him leaving Central Coast, that's a tough void to fill. So last year I probably would have said Central Coast. There was some magic there last year for them, but this year, I think Melbourne win this one. Yeah, I do.
I think most people will probably agree with you, John. We'll move across to Melbourne, where Melbourne City, the rival to Melbourne Victory, of course, will be taking on Macarthur. Now, Macarthur, I would have said possibly only a week or so ago that this is a real danger game for them, and possibly for their coach too, Ante Milicic, whose form has not been good at all in the Macarthur hot seat this season. But as is the way with the A-League at the moment, with games just being all over the place due to all the postponements, Macarthur are just somehow creeping into 4th place. They travel away to Melbourne City. Now, I know you know plenty of people on the Melbourne City side of the ledger, so I dare say you fancy City for this one?
Yeah, I do. Once again, they're a bit too strong for Macarthur. But having said that, this league is famous for upsets and form dips and this and that. So you'd think that Melbourne City will get the chocolates, but again, it's super hard to put your finger on it. But going on, maybe recent form and that lot, you'd probably go in Melbourne City with this one, and they'll want to finish the year strong too. The reigning champions, they all want to win this game. But I think Melbourne City will win. But then again, you never know. But we'll say City for this one.
And just assessing Melbourne City long term, John, they are the champions, as you just mentioned there. Do you think it's theirs to lose again this season, or do you think a side like Western United, also from Victoria, of course, who people just don't seem to be talking about despite their excellent form, could be a strong dark horse here for City?
Yeah, of course they are. City have that experience from last year, and they have the players. I still think that they should win at Melbourne City. I don't know, it's very early to say. Of course, Adelaide they're in the mix, but I can't go past Melbourne City. They won it last year, and I don't know, there's just a lot of experience there, a lot of well-seasoned players, and for Western United, they've done great. They've done a fantastic job. Again, they don't really have that finals experience as of yet, but they have players that have played in finals. But yeah, I do see Melbourne City. I think that they'll start to really drive home the season. And yeah, so I'll be picking them this week.
And just taking a look at your former club, or one of them at least, Newcastle Jets, they will be travelling to Wellington Phoenix's makeshift home venue, which is Central Coast Stadium. So that'll be interesting there to see the 2 games tonight, both played at Central Coast Ground. Now, you obviously spent time in Newcastle, so you can elaborate here about how quickly it you can get from Newcastle to the Mariners. It's a great little local derby that we have there in the A-League. But first of all, just who gets your tip tonight? Wellington, they've been pretty good lately, John.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I'd probably go Wellington maybe. I think the Jets are, they lost to Western United last week, and they got that, draw to Macarthur and beat West Sydney prior to that. But yeah, I don't know. Wellington's hit form, they're a strong club, and they always has been. It's a tricky one, but I'd probably go Wellington again. Playing in Central Coast, it'll probably favour Newcastle a little bit. It's only an hour, probably less than an hour away. But I just think that Wellington are a bit stronger, I should say, than the Jets at this stage. So I'd probably go Wellington for the moment. But like I said, things change super quickly in the A-League.
Yeah, no doubt. And why don't you just talk to us a bit about your time at Newcastle? Obviously, a club that's really looking to reboot after what's been a very disappointing last few seasons. It's been a while since you were there, a good 7 years or so, but nevertheless, you still keep in contact with plenty of the lads there. So tell us about what you make of the Jets right now under Arthur Papas, of course.
Well, they're rebuilding. That's pretty obvious to see. Arthur, he was there, I think, the year before myself, but he's spoken very highly of his CV prior to this. I think he was in Japan with Yokohama FC, I'm pretty sure. With
Ange, yep.
Yeah, with Ange, of course, yeah. So he's very highly regarded. So I think that when he gets his full way and that, I think that I see them being better. I do. It's been a hard few years. Obviously, the Jets made the grand final a few years ago with Merrick at the helm, but since then, yeah, it's been hard for the Jets fans. But I do see brightness there. I really do. Once Arthur gets his plays that he wants and plays that I guess he wants out, I think that we'll see a vast improvement. But I think we have seen an improvement. Like they scored 21 goals this year, which that's not bad for a team sitting 7th or 8th. So they're very good forward. Got some good strikers there. Yule, of course, from Adelaide, and so I can't pronounce his name, the Georgian boy, but they have plenty of firepower. He's just got to get that balance right, and I'm sure in the next couple of seasons we'll see that. Yeah, I'd like to think so anyway.
Yeah, well, it's been a fair few lean years for Newcastle. We can only hope for their fans that they do get back on track. Of course, we are seeing good football played by the Jets, but it's just those results that do need to improve.
Yeah.
Now, John, we often like to discuss here on the Sports Fix the plight of Ange Postecoglou, who I know is fairly close to your heart as a big Celtic fan. You've got Scottish heritage, of course. So just quickly sum up for us what it's been like watching Ange, one of Australia's favourite sons, in charge at one of the biggest football clubs in the world.
Oh, it's the best. Me and my twin brother, we wake up 3, 4 in the morning to watch the Celtic games, and they're just playing fantastic. Last year I think we were at this stage something like 20 points off top, and this year with virtually the same squad, albeit he's brought in a few players, but pretty much a very similar squad, and I think 3 points top at the moment. But it's just fantastic for Australia. I mean, to see an Aussie coach coaching at one of the biggest clubs in the world is just it's fantastic, and long may it continue. There are talented coaches here with Popovic. I think that he deserves a crack also. So it's fantastic. Celtic play in Australia, I think, in November. So we'll have to go down, and watch the boys play. But no, it's great. It's so good for our game.
Well, John Solari, the former Newcastle Jets and Adelaide United goalkeeper in the A-Leagues, it has been great getting you on the Sports Fix. We look forward to perhaps checking in with you again sometime soon. Enjoy all the upcoming football, and take care of yourself, John.
Thanks, Alice. Thank you very much.
Ricky Lambert and Courtney McIntyre to round out tonight's Sports Fix right on the other side of this. Do not go anywhere.